And it is a partisan crowd here, as always. Raucous atmosphere. Oscar Thomas just waits to get the nod from Widnes official Chris Campbell. His 5th appearance in the middle. He puts whistle to lips. We're underway here in the south of France, in Toulouse. And Oscar Thomas gets the ball into the Toulouse in goal area before it's taken out there. Big carry by Reece Curran, and that's tackle number 1. And the band has just started to our right, so that's going to make it even more difficult to call the game. But it is Toulouse, early doors, playing the ball inside their own 20, although John Ford immediately gives the ball some air to Andrew Bentley, and Bentley on an angled run is going to take Toulouse 30 out from their own line on tackle number 3. Out of dummy half from Cunninminga. Cunninminga gives it there to Bastien Adder. Adder's wrapped up on tackle number 4, 5 metres shy of the halfway line. Over on in front of those Bulls supporters. Last tackle from referee Campbell. Big strong carry there as Magrin and Kirk put Curran under more pressure. It goes back onto the halfway line. Last tackle, the kick comes up. It's taken there by James Mendeka. Welcome back, James Mendeka. He's been caught high across the winning out his own line. First penalty of the match. It's good to the Bradford Bulls, and a chance, Robbie, for Bradford to get this into touch and have a bit of pressure in the Toulouse half. You're listening to the Big Match Live on BCB 106.6 FM, the home of live sport in Bradford.
This is the Big Match Live on BCB 106.6 FM. Brought to you by Provident, supporting Bull supporters home and away. Visit facebook.com.
Gives it to Kirk. Kirk's wrapped up. 15 out from the Toulouse line. In centre field. Goes out of dummy half from Moore. Price to Mendeka once more. And he's wrapped up on the 5th and last. 5 out from the Toulouse line. Thomas 10 out. Crossfield kick. There's going to be pressure, but it's taken in goal, and it's going to be tapped by Bastien Adder, and he's going to turn defence into attack, and he's brought 20 shy of the halfway line by Liam Kirk and Oscar Thomas. So Bradford not quite, Robbie, posting any points there, but as good as it got.
Leon Price, actually the good setup on the left-hand side. Leon Price took the ball all the way to the line, created a little bit of space. Mendeka just wasn't able to get it away, but it's not a bad starting set. Put pressure on Toulouse's line, take some energy out of them.
John Ford over on the far stand side, floats it out to Adder. Adder puts the fend on, comes past Campbell, and is brought down there by Leroy just outside the Bradford 20. 25 out to the left of centre field as they're going to try and come towards this main stand side. Stanislas Robin throws it out, and that's going to be the big prop forward Gavin Margaret, and he's just brought down to the right of centre field, just outside that 20. Tackle there from Oakes and Price. This is going to be Sebastian Planas, and he's wrapped up on the last. 20 out centre field. It goes out there to Robin. Robin floats it out. It goes to Ford. Ford fends 1, fends 2. Has John Ford up, and the scoring for Toulouse. The touch judge stands his ground, but Chris Campbell points the finger, and it's Toulouse 4, Bradford no score. We've had 3 minutes on the clock.
Really good build-up play by Toulouse there, just catching the Bulls' right-hand side. A little bit out of numbers. John Ford has taken the ball to the line quite a few times this time. He's a big standoff pass. He stands at about 6'4". Got near the line. He was able to, good tackle by Mendeka just before the line, but he just was able to pull the ball over in the tackle and get it over the try line.
Was there any question about the legality of the try, Robert?
No, I think the referee was on the spot. He rolled over. A lot of the times you've got to look at how the player gets up. Sometimes a player will either say, I didn't score the try with their body language, or I did. He got up really confidently, and it looked like he did get the ball over when he swung around. But you can see that they're trying to set up and have a go at Bradford's right-hand side. It is a young defensive side, sticking away from Leon. On Leon's left-hand defensive side, he can get the numbers working really well for them. So it looks like Toulouse is trying to identify the holes on our right side of the field.
Well, there's no Mark Corrala kicking for Toulouse this evening. He's out with an ankle injury, so that will fall over on the far stand side to Tony Morell, and Morell has kicked it across the face of the post, so damage limitation there for the Bulls. Toulouse 4, Bradford Bulls 0. BCB 106.6 FM, Mick Liddell and Robbie Hunter-Paul here in the south of France. Not the perfect start that the Bulls would have wanted, but they can put a solid defensive set in here, Robert.
That's it. They've got to go back now and really square up with your line of defence, slow the ball down, make sure that they dominate those rucks, so they allows the edges of the defensive system to get up and make sure that they can't spread the ball like they did in the opening 2 sets.
Thomas with the restart, taken there by Robin. Robin's going to be wrapped up, 5 out from his own line. Toulouse 4, Bradford no score. 5 minutes gone in this first half, and the game not really settled down yet. Bradford certainly, though, looking to contain Toulouse here as 3 tackles gone. They're over on the far stand side. Cunningham once again trying to put the fend in, but can't get past Ethan Ryan and Johnny Campbell. They're 15 shy of the halfway line as they're going to surge in field, and that is going to be Bastien Adder. He's wrapped up. He'll get to his feet, turn in the tackle, plays the ball. It's in with Stanislas Robin. Robin gives it there to Canet, and Canet's wrapped up on the last. Good 2-man tackle from Moore and Magrin. They're in the centre of the field on the halfway line. It comes out of dummy half. It goes to Kane Bentley. Bentley puts it up at high. It's taken there by Mendeka at full-back.
Great take by Mendeka there. The player that actually chased him down, he was offside and the referee was calling, so he must have just snuck by him that one. But a great defensive set by the Bulls. Time for them to sort of turn the screw now and try and get Toulouse on the back foot, try and sap some of that energy out of them and see what they can set up once they get into their half.
Caro on tackle 1, Hodgson on tackle 2, Oakes gets up and plays the ball on tackle number 3, and now it goes out of dummy half from Moore to Mendeka. Bradford are 10 metres inside the Toulouse half. It's with Price in the middle, gives it to Thomas. Thomas is going to try a tester. It's going to come down and it's going to be taken there superbly there by Cuddy Minga, and Minga's going to be brought down just outside his own 20. Still Toulouse 4, Bradford no score, and there is a play's going to be stopped here because the Toulouse player just down on his back is grimacing there, and it's a bit of a collision there between Colton Roach, I do believe, as well, and they both collided in the tackle, Robbie. So referee Chris Campbell will stop the clock with 7 minutes gone. And I've never been to Toulouse before, but what a noisy ground this is. To say there's only 2 stands, we've got the band playing, we've now got pop music blaring out. Can hardly hear yourself speak.
You're not wrong, and on the far side of the field you got all the Bulls fans over there, and they've got all their chants going as well. Hey, it's great atmosphere here, everybody's enjoying themselves, sun's shining, what more could you ask for, other than those 2 in the middle of the field that it looks like they've run into the tackle and both collided head on head. Nothing malicious in the tackle itself, just the unfortunate thing of playing a collision sport. They both look like they're tough lads, though. They'll get out of it. Only 5 minutes, 10 minutes into the game. I'm sure they'll do all right and get back on their feet.
Yeah, it's Cunny Minga, of course. 7 tries for Toulouse in their returning season to the championship, and Colton Roach, and they both get to the feet, albeit rather gingerly. And referee Chris Campbell's just waiting for the physios to give him the nod. Interested enough, Bull supporters just streaming in still. So, did you find the grind all right to get to? I don't mind saying this on air, but I got a taxi from the hotel here and they tried charging me €40. And anybody who knows me knows I do not have €40.
€40? No, we came by the underground and then the tram. That cost us €3. That's more Yorkshire. You know what I mean?
Play back underway here then, so Minga goes back to his wing position. It's going to be Stanislas Robin. Robin gives it there to Bastien Canet, the prop forward, who offloads it in the tackle, and it goes to Planas. Planas is all wrapped up there by Roach and Price. So Toulouse 10 shy of the halfway line. 10 in from this main stand side. Out of dummy half it goes from Marion. Marion out to Ford. Tony Morell. Morell gives it some air, gives it some zip. It goes to Minga. Minga over on the far stand side. Wrapped up by Roach and Magrin, but he's allowed to offload the ball. But Bradford have just restricted Toulouse to just 2 metres inside the Bradford half here. 2 tackles coming. Canet, neat little flick pass there as it goes to Bentley, and Bentley's going to be wrapped up on the last tackle. just 10 inside the Bradford half. 40 out on the last tackle. They're going to try and run it on the power play. It goes there from Stanislas Robin. He gives it to Sebastian Planner. Planner puts the kick in, picked up by Mendeka at the back, and it's going to offload the ball to Magrin, and Magrin's going to take a punishing tackle in a three-man tackle, 10 out from his own line. So Bradford trailing 4-0, yet to come up with any errors, but they're doing the hard yards forward. The Toulouse pinning them down inside their own 20. Oakes gets up, plays the ball. More down the middle channel via Campbell, and that's 3 tackles gone. Bradford 25 out from their own line. In centre field, it goes to Oscar Thomas. Oscar Thomas tries to shimmy and tries to get past. Turned on his back, 20 shy of the halfway line. 1 tackle remaining in this set for the Bulls. It goes to Magrin. Magrin promotes the ball forward, crashes onto it. 15 metres mid there. He's 5 shy of the halfway line on the last tackle. Oscar Thomas, forward about the 40-20, is going to kick it downfield. Bounces over the head there of Tony Muriel, and it's going to be a tap on the 20. A 7 tackle set. That'll be the 0. Just a little bit too much there from Oscar Thomas, Robert.
It's not too bad a kick, actually, because all your defensive line gets into position well before the opposition players get back on side. So you get actually 3 to 4 seconds of a breather to set your line and get back into it. So a big power kick from Oscar Thomas then that turned the ball around and made the Toulouse go 60 metres.
Well, the band have chirped up again. Just to our right. Unbelievable scenes here in the south of France. Brass band at the back of the stand. Toulouse, though, from that 20-metre restart there, 5 metres inside the Bradford half, and it is the loose forward, the older brother of Kane Bentley. That's Andrew, and he's brought down 10 out past the 40 as they go over with Ford once more. Ford gives it to Morel. Morel's going to be wrapped up. Just 25 out on the far stand side. 5 in from that far touchline. They're going to look down the middle. John Ford, crossfield kick. Amari Caro palms it backwards and picks it up. The referee's going to say it's no knock on. That looked very generous there from Chris Campbell. He's going to say Amari Caro palmed it backwards, and it is now with James Mendeka running it out to the Bradford 10. Quick play of the ball. Here goes Ethan Ryan surging forward. 9 tries in 2017, and the referee's going to say Ethan Ryan has knocked the ball on in his attempt, in his haste to get a quick play of the ball, Robbie.
I'd say a bit of a tough call on Ethan Ryan there. You can see he was trying to get to his feet. I think he dominated in the tackle there. He was able to get onto his nose and was trying to get up to get a quick play the ball in, with Toulouse players still in the ruck themselves, and it just going a little bit askew. But the referee's got to make a call, and at the time, I guess you could argue maybe he let Amari Caro get away with a little bit of a fumble down one side of the field, and he just balanced the scales there.
So scrum to Toulouse, Bradford's first error in this match. 10 minutes gone, trailing 4-0. 25 out from the Bradford line. They're going to come towards this main stand side, and it is going to be Marion in at dummy half. Marion floats it out to Robin. Robin lays it off there to the big prop forward, Bastien Canet, and Canet's wrapped up on tackle number 2. 15 out, centre field. It goes back to Robin. Robin gives it to Planner. Planner wrapped around the shoulders there by Leon Price. Some of the home supporters very partisan. They want a penalty, non-forthcoming. Once again it goes out there to Bentley to Ford. Ford bullet pass out over on the far stand side to Adder. Adder looks to give it to Minga, but he's wrapped up by Johnny Campbell. What a great tackle that was by Johnny Campbell. Wrapped him up, aided and abetted there by Leroya. They're 5 shy of the Bradford line Toulouse as John Ford drops the shoulder, tries to get past Kirk, can't. Opens up the defence to Canet. Canet takes it to the line, palms it back. Robin has it. Toulouse are going to get the second try here. One arm plunk down there, and it is Gavin Margaret. Margaret just going past the young players and Ross Oakes and Amari Caro, and he got an hat-trick against the Bulls at Odsal earlier on in the season. His 4th try against the Bulls in 2017. They've doubled lead, 8-0.
Some great lead-up work there by Jonathan Ford. Actually, he's been very busy in this game. They're stretching the Bulls' defensive system on the right-hand side, putting them under a lot of pressure, testing them, and they've been able to keep the ball alive. Also, starting to create fractures in the line for the Bulls, and from that point onwards, just being able to catch the numbers, purely and simply making space.
So a chance for Tony Morel to attempt the conversion attempt. 15 metres to the right hand side of the sticks. Robbie said there was about 300 to 400 Bulls fans here. You could probably say 500 now. More have come in, and they're certainly doing the best to give the Bulls players a bit of encouragement.
Yeah, I think a key thing for the Bulls being successful today is they've got to starve Toulouse of the ball. It's a hot day for them. They're not used to these sort of conditions. So I think you just mentioned before, they've only made the first error. That was for Ethan Ryan as the kick goes over. But they've got to make sure that they hold the ball today for the full 80 minutes. Try and make Toulouse make as many tackles as possible, because, as we know, we've got a young bench to come on that are untested.
Conversion successful there from Tony Morel. 2 appearances for France, and when you look at this current Toulouse side this afternoon, there's 7 players who have played for the French national team within the last 5 years. So Bradford coming up against a vastly experienced Toulouse side here, and it is Toulouse 10, Bradford 0. 13 minutes gone on the clock, and Oscar Thomas' restart is going to be taken there by Robin, and Stanislas Robin is going to take it up to the Toulouse 10. In at dummy half, it's going to be Marion. Marion goes on a dummy half run himself, beats Moore, wrapped up though by Magrin and Roach, and now Kirk comes in at the side to bring him down. Held, says referee Chris Campbell. And out of dummy half he will go to Stanislas Robin, and he in turn is going to give it to Planner, and Planner's wrapped up on tackle number 3. Moore and Magrin in that tackle. They're looking a little bit adventurous now, Toulouse, as it goes out to Clement Boyer. Boyer just up over halfway. That's the 4th tackle. 2 metres inside the Bradford half. There's options to the left, to the right, as it goes there to Robin. Robin's going to send one downfield, and it is James Mendeka on his return to action. Just takes it on the 10, goes on a lateral run, and he's wrapped up 10 out from his own try line. And Toulouse really doing good with the place kicks. Here goes Campbell out of dummy half towards the Bradford 20. Comes towards his main stand side, brought down in a 2-man tackle. Caro in at dummy half to Hodgson. Hodgson on his 3rd game for the Bradford Bulls, one of the academy players, takes the tackle. Goes out to Moore. Moore back to Hodgson. Bradford have the 2nd penalty of the match, because clever play from Scott Moore there, attacking those Toulouse markers. They weren't square. Penalty number 2, and a big set coming up for the Bulls, Robert.
Yeah, the more Scotty Moore can jump out act in half and keep the markers and the big forwards around the middle of the park guessing, the more energy the Bulls are going to be able to take out of them. And I think that's going to be one of the keys to being successful, is Scotty Moore trying to be as busy as possible today.
It's going to be tapped there by Roach. Roach on the run around to Caro. Caro to Mendeka. Mendeka's wrapped up. Just 20 out from the Toulouse line. Bradford trailing 10-0. Out of dummy half from Moore. It goes to Roach, the former Featherstone man. Wrapped up 10 out. Here goes Scott Moore. It goes to Magrin. Nearly dropped it. Juggles with it. Keeps on to the ball. Is wrapped up on his back. Tackle number 3 gone. Bradford 5 shy of the line. Scott Moore in the pocket to Thomas. Thomas to Leroyer. Leroyer against his hometown club. Wrapped up 2 metres shy on tackle number 4. In at dummy half. It goes to Ethan Ryan. It goes back now to Hodgson. To Davis. Davis has just come on, signed the contract at the back end of last week, and he's wrapped up on the 5th and last. 10 metres to the right hand side of the sticks. Moore to Thomas. Peppers one behind the in-goal area. Oscar Thomas is on the floor, says he was taken out. Chris Campbell says it was legal. The ball, the Toulouse defender played the ball rather than the man, and it will be a tap on the 20 for Toulouse. Another 7 tackles set. We've had 16 minutes gone. Toulouse 10, Bradford 0.
Great idea by Oscar Thomas there. Put the ball in goal. They're big in goals there, just poor execution. Just a little bit too hard on the kick. If he had taken a little bit of weight off it, then maybe there would have been a back-to-back set for the Bulls. And that's what they need. They need to take energy out of this big Toulouse pack.
Well, Lee Beattie said pre-match that he knows he's got one heck of a tough task this afternoon against a vastly experienced Toulouse side. And early tries have seen them lead by 10 points to 0. The band started up as Toulouse carry the ball just inside the Bradford half. The referee will stop the clock because they're wrestling in the tackle. Canny will get back to his feet, gets up, plays it. Marion out of dummy half is going to give it there to Planner. Planner's wrapped up 15 metres inside the Bradford half, just to the right of centre field. Bullet pass there from Ford. He's going to feed it down to his winger. Can Paul Markham go in? Yes, he can. Last gasp tackle by Amari Caro proves futile, and he'll go around and underneath the sticks. It's a 3rd try for Toulouse. They're going nearly at a point a minute. 17 minutes gone, and it is 14 points to 0.
Look, again, some great lead-up work by Toulouse. Forward once again being busy, but I think Bastien Adder just getting on the outside of Ross Oakes. He just skinned him when he didn't have the ball in his hand. It made it available for Marguerite to get over in the corner, getting around Amari Caro. Great lead-up work by Toulouse, playing a real game of attrition, keeping the Bulls on the back foot, breaking up the line, moving the ball from both left side and to the right side. Their forwards are setting great platforms, keeping the Bulls' defensive line all broken into a number of different pieces, and that's creating the space on the edges. So, I mean, Toulouse are definitely up for this game. There's a different Toulouse that we saw playing at Odsal a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago. But the boys are up against. It's going to be a tough day at the office, but they need to stick to the guns, control the ruck, and get back into the game as much as they can.
This one, a bit of a straightforward conversion attempt there by Tony Morell. 2 from 3 attempts, an extra 2 on the scoreboard, and it is Toulouse 16, Bradford Bulls 0. Toulouse, in their last 5 fixtures, they have 1-4. 1 defeat. Bradford, as we said, 4 points out of 10 from their last 5, and certainly a massive game next week against Sheffield, but what they'd give to be on 0 points going into that one. Certainly not dead and buried by any imagination. 19 gone in this first half, 21 remain. 3 tries, as we said, from Adder, Margaret, and then as we've just seen him go through, around and underneath the sticks, Paul Marcon. And Oscar Thomas's restart is going to be fielded there by Canet, and Canet's wrapped up just outside his own 20, although he looks to offload the ball, and it's been picked up there by Brandon Wilkinson. So Bradford have the ball. Referee's going to say knock on. I think this will be a double knock on. This should be head and feet to the Bulls, Robbie. It is. Chance now for the Bulls. 30 out from the Toulouse line. 20 gone. Trailing 16-0.
And that's the sort of response you want from the Bulls. You want them to kick off, you be aggressive, be assertive in defense, get down there, play in the Toulouse spaces. You know, Toulouse are getting to the point now they're going to loosen up their play, and when they do that, they run the risk of making errors.
Scott Moore out of the scrum, gives it there to Wilkinson, who forced the error, and he's wrapped up just outside the Toulouse 20. Here it goes to Davies. Davies, 23, former Leeds and Penrith junior, wrapped up 8 shy of the line. They've got momentum here of the Bulls. Moore to Price. Price looking for his first try of the season. Has he reached out and touched it down? No, he isn't. He's brought down a metre shy of the line. It goes to Moore. Moore to Thomas. Thomas lays it off on the inside to Wilkinson. Wilkinson brought down, crashed in the tackle. Tackle remaining in this set for the Bulls. Can they post first points of the evening? Mendeka out wide to Ryan. Ryan, though, lonely, wrapped up. And they've lost a bit of momentum, the Bulls. It is the last tackle. What can Thomas orchestrate? Peppers one behind the line. And Brandon Wilkinson was chasing onto it, but it was Tony Morell just dropped there on the ball and averts the danger. Toulouse now will come from deep inside their own 10, back up the field, Robbie.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing end to that kick. I think we were talking about the last kick going too long, and I think Oscar was a little bit worried about it going too long once again and just pulled it up too short. So by that rationale, we should get there in the end, and this next kick will be smack bang in goal.
Toulouse, 4 tackles gone in this set. They're just outside their own 20 as Canet offloads it in the ball to Planner, and Planner's going to be wrapped up there by Price and Moore. This will be the last tackle. 30 out from their own line. Bit of a skewed kick. Crossfield there, but it is taken by Johnny Campbell, and Johnny Campbell will take it on his 30, and he's brought down 25 metres upfield. There's wrestling in the tackle again. Bulls fans on the far stand side want a penalty, none forthcoming. It goes out of dummy half from Moore to Wilkinson. We heard from Brandon Wilkinson in the pre-match, his first trip abroad with the club, and he's brought down 40 out from the Toulouse line. It goes Moore to Davies, direct forward running there, hungry and enthusiasm from Davies, and it's another penalty. Bradford leading the penalty count, 3-0. The ball stolen in the tackle, Canet and Planner, and it's a penalty to Bradford. 30 out from the Toulouse line. Let's just see what we can do here. Thomas finds touch, and it's going to be tapped by Amari Caro. 15 out, gives it to Oakes. Oakes gives it to Hodgson. This will be tackle number 1. Hodgson brought down, 10 out from the Toulouse line. 18 minutes to go to half time. Bradford trailing 16 16-0. Moore across the face of the post to Thomas. Thomas jinks on that diagonal line, tries to pirouette his way forward, and he's brought down 2 metres out underneath the shadow of the sticks. It goes from Moore to Davies. Davies has to reach forward and catch it. He's over the line, is Davies. Referee says held up. Good strong defence from Toulouse.
Good defence from Toulouse, but I think from Scotty Moore, Davies has had about 3 or 4 really good carries. Scotty Moore's looking for him to be one of his go-to players once he's getting near the try line. And as you can see there, he sort of got the ball about 8 metres out, but still able to carry the ball all the way over the try line.
So it goes from the play, the ball, Moore to Thomas. And Oscar Thomas once again wrapped up. He can't offload the ball in the tackle. Tackle number 4 coming up. Bradford still 5 out from that Toulouse line. Wilkinson crashes onto a flat pass. Turned in the tackle. Last tackle, the 2 metres on top of the Toulouse line. Thomas peppers one through for Mendeka. Stanislas Robin, all his experience from his time at the Caroline Dragons, averts the danger, grounds the ball, but what a great kick there from Oscar Thomas, and Robin right on point. You did say he's finding his feet and he's earned a goal line dropout.
Well, that's what you do, isn't it? As a halfback, you find your range. First time you kick it too far, second time you don't kick it far enough, third time's a charm. You kick it just right, and that's where you're able to get back-to-back sets, start to take a little bit more juice, set up, get some time where you can set your plays up, and hopefully you can turn them into points.
John Ford's restart straight down the front of Amari Caro, takes it on the Toulouse 40, trundles it forward, legs driving forward like car pistons in an engine, and takes it just shy of that 20 metre line. And once again, Moore out of dummy half to Davis. Davis takes him just shy of the 10. Here goes Scott Moore, quick ball down the middle. It goes with Wilkinson. Wilkinson brought down in a 3-man tackle. 2 tackles remaining. Bradford 5 shy of the line. Concerted pressure. Can they make it count? Yes, they can. Although the ball's been stolen. 2-on-1 in the in-goal area. Kevin Leroy has had the ball stolen over the line. 5 years ago, it would have been a penalty try. It's just a penalty to the Bulls. 5 out from the Toulouse line, and it's going to be quickly tapped there by Scott Moore. Moore gives it to Leroy. Leroy against the Toulouse defence part 2. He can't bust through, and he's brought down 5 out. 10 in from the far stand side, just to the right of centre field. Moore, bullet pass to Thomas. Thomas to Price. Price, quick hands to Mendeka. Mendeka, though, wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. The sliding defence of Toulouse is on point and effective. They're literally suffocating the Bulls. Hodgson in at dummy half to Leon Price. Leon Price, ball bounces up kindly for Leroy on the fly. Leroy out to Ryan. Ryan juggles with the ball. Thought about the pass to Campbell and detects the tackle. So 2 tackles remaining in this set. Toulouse, resolute defence, made of stern stuff. It goes from Moore to Magrin. Magrin's brought down. 5 out from the line. Moore from dummy half to Davies. Davies for his first try for the Bulls. Has he got the ball down? Yes, he has. Bradford back in this one. What a week for James Davies. Signs his first team contract. Comes off the bench. Makes meters of plenty. The Bulls back in this one. 16 points to 4.
Absolutely brilliant line from Davies there. We were talking about it early on. Scotty Moore sees that he keeps coming on this very good line, running about 2 or 3 players out, coming. When he gets the ball in his hand, he takes defenders with him. He's becoming a favourite for Scotty Moore to figure out. Quick play the ball. On the back of that, Scotty Moore jumps out of acting half, spots Davies coming at 1,000,000 miles an hour, 1-on-1 near the try line. He actually ended up taking 3 players over with him, but he got the ball just on the try line and coming away with the 4 points. And that's exactly what the Bulls need to do. Build some pressure, get some back-to-back sets, make sure that you're keeping the pressure on them, set up some good plays, and then turn those into points. If they do that consistently, they get themselves way more than back into this game. They may even be able to get that scoreline right down to 0.
Oscar Thomas will attempt the conversion attempt, 20 metres out, 5 to the left-hand side of the sticks. There's a deadly hush. The band have stopped playing. They're showing a lot of respect to Oscar Thomas. This for his 14th consecutive conversion attempt. And I've put the mockers on him because it's gone to the left-hand side of the sticks. And the score remains Toulouse 16, Bradford Bulls 4. But more importantly, Robbie, after trailing 16-0, we've just had 10 minutes where the Bulls have been on top.
And that does great for confidence. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to show that when they get the ball in hand and they play patient rugby league and they set up their plays well, they'll put some points and they'll put some pressure on this Toulouse line. And that's what they need to do. Keep the ball away from Toulouse. Make sure that they do as much defending as they can. Turn their subs over and turn what the efforts that they do put into points, and that's exactly what they've done.
Just one error thus far, so certainly they have been learning. It's going to bounce up though, and Toulouse have got the ball back from the restart, and that was a bad mistake by Ethan Ryan, letting the ball bounce, and that's the curse of the commentator there. That was Kalusi Leah, the Tongan international, 22 years of age, just homed in on the ball. Ethan Ryan hesitated, let it bounce, and Toulouse now find themselves 10 metres out from the Bradford line, and this is where you're probably going to see the vastly experience of Toulouse take hold, because on come Mika. Bentley out of dummy half to Ford. They're going to cut the balls open. It went Mika to Ford to Bentley, and it's Reece Karan who crashes over the line wearing number 12, and that is Toulouse 20, Bradford 4, and we see it time and time again, Robbie, be it in the Championship, at amateur level, or even Super League. A side goes in front, the adrenaline's coursing, the switch off, and what a horrendous error has now cost the Bulls 4 points.
That's exactly right. Jeff Tuvey, whatever hair he's got left on his head, he'll be pulling it out, because that's the coach killer, that is. When the kick-off there, someone's got to catch the ball. Someone's got to put a name on it, get underneath the ball and catch it. You've just seen both Kalalsa Lihai and Constantine Mika come off the bench, fresh players for the French team, and punch 2 holes in the opposition, send Bradford Bulls defensive line into bits and pieces, and there it obviously eventuates in 4 points. Great lead-up work from Toulouse, probably a lack of discipline and concentration by the Bulls.
It will be Tony Morrell over on the far stand side. 2 from 3 attempts thus far. 4th try for Toulouse. Can he have the extra 2? He's missed it. It's gone across the face of the post, so waved away by the officials. So we're back to where we started. Toulouse having the 16-point lead, and with 10 minutes to go to half-time, Toulouse 20, Bradford Bulls 4. But we have seen Bradford, Robbie, showing that ability to boss this game. It is going to be all about taking the chances with any Toulouse ill-discipline or any of their errors, and literally Bradford have to be mistake-free.
They do, and we saw from the last try that Toulouse scored that Bradford went down there, assertive in defence, put the pressure on them as Toulouse started to loosen up a little bit with their passes. There's just a match-up muscle with muscle.
So from the restart, the band starts up once more. 9.5 minutes to go to half-time. Tries from Ada, Margaret, Marcon and Karan for Toulouse. Davis with the sole score for Lee Beattie and Jeff Tuvey's side. 20 points to 4. It goes to Mika. Mika to Planner. To Robin. Robin goes on an angled run. Dumps the pass on this main stand side to Marcon. Marcon's wrapped up by Caro. Just shy of the halfway line. So good defence there from the Bulls as Toulouse were looking to offload the ball at will. It goes out of dummy half from Planner. It goes to Mika. Mika has lost the ball. Big collision there from John Magrin, and it is going to be Kevin Leroy who picks the ball up on the 0 tackle for the Bradford Bulls. So big hit there from John Magrin, made himself stand tall. So Bradford on tackle 1 with Hodgson. More out of dummy half. They're coming towards this main stand side as it goes towards Ross Oakes, and he's going to be wrapped up. 10 inside that Toulouse half. Can Bradford get a second score and maybe get some self-belief and confidence? It goes to Thomas. Thomas though flattened and dumped on his back. Oscar Thomas will get up a little bit gingerly there. Out of dummy half from Medeka. Medeka down that right hand edge to Leroy. Leroy tucks the ball under his right arm. He's turned in the tackle. That's tackle number 4. Bradford 20 out from that Toulouse line. It goes to Magrin, to Thomas, to Davis. Davis scampering forward. Thomas was on his inside, but he's passed it to the wrong man. It's gone to Gavin Margaret, and you can almost suspect that he's passed the ball. Someone's given the call. Davis is down injured. That'll be a blow to the Bulls. He's holding his right ankle, and now Bradford are pinged for being offside.
Yeah, disappointing. Bradford didn't want to give a penalty away at that point, because even though they did hand the ball over, they did have Toulouse at 6s and 7s. But Davis is a little bit of a problem at this point in time. Looks like he's twisted his ankle. They're just doing a little bit of a check on his ankle. Great break by the man himself. He did hear Thomas on the inside, but when he released the ball, one of the Toulouse players got in between him and Toulouse. It looks like he's all right. They're just asking for some strapping. Hopefully he'll be able to get back into the game, because it'll be a great bonus for the Bulls.
Got to say, Robbie, what do you make of James Davis? I spoke to him midweek at Tongue. He said Wakefield and Featherstone were interested in, but there was only really Bradford that could work around his personal training business. He is full-time at the Bulls, but he's still going to do 10 to 12 hours a week at the gym in Hunslet. And thankfully, James Davies back up on his feet, and he just speaks to referee Chris Campbell, and he says it's okay. So it will be Toulouse with ball in hand, but certainly proving a handful for Toulouse this evening.
He certainly is, and if you're going to have someone be doing a job on the side, being a personal trainer and working in a gym, that's the type of thing, because he's an impressive-looking specimen.
So Toulouse find touch on the halfway line. Bradford have 8 minutes to survive in this first half to go in trailing by 20 points to 4 and regather and regroup. So Toulouse down the middle, they're going to go once more. This is Gavin Margaret, as we said, hat-trick at Odsal earlier on in the season. He scored a try this evening. Bentley out of dummy half, no look pass out the back door, back there to Margaret. He's wrapped up in a three-man tackle. Davies, Moore and Wilkinson. The 25 out from the Bradford line. Kane Bentley to John Ford. John Ford back on the angle, and it's the big man once more, and he's going to be wrapped up on his back there. Once again, Wilkinson throwing his weight around in defence this afternoon, and it goes out of dummy half. Here it goes, Planner to Robin to Mika. The former Hulkiston Rovers prop forward, wrapped up on the last tackle for Toulouse. 5 out. They're going over on the fast-hand side. It goes to Ford. Ford, can he get the ball down? It is going to be a second try, I believe, for Bastianada. He just split through that defence of Campbell and Ryan, and it is a 5th try, and it's going from bad to worse for the Bulls. 24 points to 4, and we've got 7 minutes to go to half-time, Robbie.
John Ford once again, he gets the ball as a halfback, he takes it in both hands and he takes the ball all the way to the line. And that means that the Bradford Bulls defensive line wasn't able to get too far away from the line, skip our pass to the centre, and then it's just too close and too short a time for Ethan Ryan to sort of make up, and is able to use that momentum to get him over the try line. I think Bradford just need to deal with John Ford a little bit better. When he gets the ball in hand, someone needs to rush him, cut down his thinking time, make him make a pass well before he gets to the line, just so it allows the defensive players to adjust and deal with that threat that he offers.
While I was calling that, Robbie, you were your right arm, you pointed your finger, you predicted just exactly what they were going to do, and as we said, unfortunately, Ethan Ryan and Johnny Campbell just couldn't get there in time, and it is 24 points to 4.
But you know as well as I do, Mick, when we're sitting up here and we're not tired and we haven't made a tackle, it's much easier to make those calls from the vantage point that we do have.
Morel not brought his kicking boots this evening. 2 from 4. This on the far stand touchline, strikes it with the left boot, and once again it's going to go across the face of the post. So saving grace for the Bulls then, that Toulouse. Fullback Tony Morel not got his kicking boots, but it is 24 points to 4. 6 minutes to go to half time. Bradford, no real rush to get the game back underway, just taking seconds off the clock.
Well, a crucial thing for Bradford here is when you're the opposition and you're winning the game by 20 points at this point in the game, you do start to loosen up and take a few more opportunities. That's where Bradford can capitalise. If they loosen up their game to loose, then Bradford needs to capitalise on any loose balls going down.
So from the restart, Oscar Thomas finds Tyler Heppy, the former Whitehaven prop forward. He takes it to 12 shy of his own line, and Toulouse don't quite get to the second tackle as it's offloaded in the tackle. It was Bastianada who did score the try, so 2 tries in this first half. Bradford just clinging on there, you feel, at 24-4. Can't really afford to concede anymore. Tyler Heppy bounces off Leon Price, brought down by Hodgson and Davies, and James Davies is going through a real mountain of work in this first half, vindicating the decision, you feel, to give him that full-time contract. Toulouse 10 metres inside the Bradford half on tackle number 4. Margaret gets to his feet. It goes once again there to Robin. Robin to Marion, and he's going to be wrapped up just on the last tackle. 25 out. They go high. Angle kick. Looking to test Mendeka. It's bounced backwards by Mendeka, picked up by Campbell, but once again, Robbie, Toulouse have got the Bulls pinned. 5 out from their own line. Toulouse 24, Bulls 4, 4.5 to go to half time.
That's it. It feels like an age since the Bulls have had the ball. What they need to do is play this set out and make sure that they get to the back end of it, get a good kick down there, and try and put some pressure back down on Toulouse's, put some pressure back on Toulouse right deep in their half.
Ethan Ryan will get up and play the ball over on the far stand side. It goes to Oscar Thomas. Thomas to Campbell. Campbell brought down 15 shy of the halfway line. Out of dummy half from Moore. Moore to Leroy. Leroy gives the Bulls a bit of go forward, and he's wrapped up 5 shy of halfway on tackle number 3. Here goes Scott Moore in centre field to Wilkinson. It bounced off the chest into the arms, and really impressed with Brandon Wilkinson's effort and ethic in this first half. Tackle number 4 there, 5 inside the Toulouse half. It goes to Price. Price to Hodgson, and Hodgson puts the fend in, and he's brought down there by Margaret on the last tackle, and that's going to be an error from the Bradford Bulls. Evan Hodgson appeals to referee Chris Campbell. 30 out from the Toulouse line, saying that there was a Toulouse hand in at the ruck. Referee Chris Campbell says no, and that's a 3rd error from the Bradford Bulls in this first half. 3 minutes to go to half-time. Oranges, Bulls still trailing by 20 points. It's 24-4.
Really not what the Bulls wanted. They wanted to get a good kick in there and make sure that they put the pressure back on Toulouse. They've not had a lot of ball, and Toulouse starting to warm up to their offensive structures. So Bradford Junior just pin their numbers together, tighten up their defensive line, control the ruck, take as much of the energy out of the opposition as they can. Make sure that they don't jump off any tackles, bounce off any tackles, and make sure that they finish the sets.
So Toulouse still 10 shy of the halfway line on 3 tackles. Back it comes to the big man, Kalausa Liha, and he's just over the halfway line. Although referee Chris Campbell's going to say there's a knock-on in the tackle. And once again, James Davis is involved, and that is Toulouse's 5th error in this first half. Scrum head and feet to the Bulls. 2.5 minutes to go to half-time. Well, we keep giving him the plaudits, but he keeps delivering. What a debut since his first full-time contract from James Davis, Robbie.
Absolutely brilliant. He's busy in offense. He's brilliant on defense as well. He's staying busy in the game. He's come off the bench, but he's actually leading by example. Great opportunity for the Bulls here. If they can get over the try line, make it 10 points to 24, you never know what might happen in the second half.
Chris Campbell will bring back Amari Caro, who had the ball in hand. He says there was a bit of petulance and pushing and shoving at the scrum, so it is in centre field on the halfway line. Leon Price will put the ball in. Moore will take it out, goes along the line to Mendeka, and Mendeka's brought down 5 metres inside the Toulouse half. They're going to go on the far stand side. Moore to Leroy. Leroy loses his footing, and he's brought down 35 out from the Toulouse line. Tackle number 2 coming up. Ryan out of dummy half, goes to Kirk. Kirk's wrapped up by Bentley and Mika. He'll feel that one in the morning. Gets to his feet, unmoved though. Moore to Davis. Davis nearly with the line break. It was an ankle tap there by Leah. Quick play the ball though. Bradford have Toulouse stretched. It's with Amari Caro. Leon Price's pass though. It was along the floor. It was one of those difficult ones. Amari Caro tried to kick it forward, and in the end it's gone into touch. It's another error from the Bulls. Scrum to Toulouse. 10 out from their own line. A minute remaining in this one. Toulouse 24, Bradford 4. Huge chance gone begging. Just a bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, I don't think the play was really on coming down their left-hand side. They were able to deal with the numbers that Bradford had thrown at them. Probably hitting one of the lead runners and setting up and going once again is probably the option that they really wanted to do. But they've got Toulouse in a good defensive position. There's only a minute and 20 to go in the line. I think Kirk is getting a little bit of treatment in the backfield at this point in time. I think just feeling the after effects of that massive shot from Constantine Mika. And I've got to say the Toulouse bench has really come on and made a big impact. Both Kane Bentley, Constantine Mika, Kalausa Leha and Tyler Heppy, all of them have come off the bench and brought another level of play to this Toulouse forward pack. But I've got to say Davis is looking more and more impressive every time he gets the ball, every time he makes a tackle. He's really putting the Toulouse defensive line under a lot of pressure.
As we said, a valiant ankle tap there by Con Mika on James Davis. If Con Mika doesn't make that, Robbie, Davis potentially underneath the sticks. Well, final 80 seconds of the first half. Kane Bentley takes it out of the scrum, gives it to Macon. Macon's going to be wrapped up by Hodgson and Kirk. They're going to go back down the middle with Minga. Minga, who's back on for the final minute of this first half is going to be wrapped up 15 shy of halfway. Good double team tackle there by Leroy and Wilkinson. They've gone down the middle. It's John Ford once more. Ford though wrapped up, ball and all. Try saving tackle potentially from Mendeka. He gets to his feet, does Ford. Bentley in at dummy half to Robin. Robin kicks forward. Margaret's chasing it. Can Oakes get there? Ross Oakes gets it in goal. He's managed to get the ball out, but he's now pushed backwards. Goal line dropout coming up. 40 seconds remaining. Once again, we've just seen the cleverness and ingenuity of John Ford, Robbie.
John Ford, once again, been very busy in this opening 40 minutes, put the Bradford Bulls under a lot of pressure. But great work from Ross Oakes there. He's got back there, done as much as he could, nearly got the ball back into play. But how many times have you seen when they put the one hand and the ball goes back into play and then it comes loose, ends up in a try? So Ross Oakes was smart enough to put the ball in, realise where he was and pull it back and actually just settle for the dropout.
Oscar Thomas gets it up to the 40. It's a swirling bomb and Toulouse have knocked it on. Sebastian Planard couldn't deal with Oscar Thomas and he knocks the ball on, and Bradford will have a scrum with 10 seconds remaining, 10 shy of the Toulouse halfway line, and Hail Mary time potentially.
I've got to love James Davies there though. You know, his first game for the signs for the Bulls. He's absolutely everywhere. He's breaking it through the Toulouse line. He's a one consistent player, putting Toulouse right on the back foot along with Scotty Moore. But he's there. He's just saying, everybody get in here. Let's do this.
From the scrum lane, Price to Thomas. Thomas sends it downfield. Caro's chasing it. Can Caro get there? It's just going to go over the dead ball line, and that will bring an end to the first half. So they did try to go for the Hail Mary play, did the Bradford Bulls. Oscar Thomas just put in a little bit too much on it. Ethan Ryan was coming on the angle. Well, both sides are out. The Bulls supporters in the stand directly opposite us. They've got the inflatables out. It's almost like a scene from Dale Winton's Supermarket Sweep, the tropical branch there in the background. But Bradford will have first use of the ball. Ethan Ryan loses it, but it's gone backwards, and it will be picked up by Johnny Campbell. So let's see the response from what Lee Beattie and Jeff Tuvey have said at half time. Out of dummy half, it's going to go from Moore to Hodgson. Hodgson's wrapped up. 25 out from his own line. Yet to see Matty Staunton in this half as it goes out of dummy half to Price. Price could have won a penalty, will win a penalty. Liam Price with a line break there over on the fast hand side. Takes the Bulls just shy halfway. Toulouse guilty of laying on in the tackle.
That's experience for you. Leon takes the ball on early on in the set, spots the gap, gets his nose through the line, makes a short break, gets his nose through the line, and then plays for the penalty. That's experience.
Toulouse have not lost here on a league fixture at home in over 2 years. That's the Herculean task facing the Bulls in this second half, but they trail by 20 and they're going to tap the ball. The 25 out from the Toulouse line. It goes to Kirk. Kirk striding forward, takes them to within 15, left of centre field. Moore to Price, Price to Thomas, Thomas to Leroy. Leroy opens up the defence, but he's swarmed upon by three blue and white shirted defenders. Quick play the ball, it goes back to Mendeka. Mendeka, the line was open then. Crashed onto the ball. John Ford tries saving tackle. Tackle number 4 coming up for the Bulls as it goes down the middle with Wilkinson. This is the fifth and last. Centre field. 5 out from the line. Oscar Thomas peppers one into the in-goal area. Liam Kirk, can the trap? Tony Morrell, yes they can. Another repeat set of 6 coming up. And I think, Robbie, Oscar Thomas has brought his A game now. Certainly when it comes to those intricate, delicate, little perfectly weighted kicks, trapping Toulouse in goal.
As we said, he's found his range, and that's exactly what you want your halfback to do. Great lead-up work from the Bulls. Leon got the penalty. They've actually set up well. They've created a couple of spots and opportunities, and they've been able to get a back-to-back set. That's exactly how Jeff would have wanted them to start this half.
John Ford with a restart, up and over halfway. James Davies picks it up 15 shy of the halfway line, goes forward like an express train. Gonna meet Tyler Heppe, 5 inside the Toulouse half. Tackle number 1. Moore in at dummy half, and he's come up with an error, says referee Chris Campbell. I'm not sure what happened there, Robbie. I was looking to see who Moore was going to pass it to, but the referee says it is an error. Bradford's 5th error of the match.
Yeah, just as James Davies was getting up to play the ball there, the ball just shook just the tiniest, just out of his hand when he got up to play the ball. And it's one of those very primary principle things. When you get up to play the ball, make sure you put the ball nice and clean on the ground, especially when the referee is standing 5 metres away from you.
So, scrum to Toulouse, 10 shy of halfway. We've got Toulouse supporters here getting the phones out. They're going to take a picture of Robbie. Play continues. They go down the middle. It is number 11 for Sylvan Houlis' side, and he's going to be brought down. Sebastian Pallas is brought down. 10 inside the Bradford half. Quick play the ball down the middle channel, and it is Sebastian Planas once again in defence for the Bulls. Kirk and Moore. Bentley out of dummy half with a black scrum cap. Wrapped up once again there by Hodgson and Moore. Tackle number 4 coming up. It goes to Robin. Robin promotes the ball, gives it to Ford. Ford along the line to Morel. Morel to Minga. Minga's palmed the ball into touch. Credit there to Johnny Campbell and Ethan Ryan. They put the squeeze there on Gunny Minga, and he was denied a try along the touchline. Scrum head and feet to the Bulls. 15 out from the own try line. 3.5 gone at the start of the second half. A much more positive start from the Bulls, both in attack and defence. It's still Toulouse 24, Bradford 4.
You know what, Mick, what I think is absolutely brilliant, as you said, the Toulouse fan has stopped to take a picture of me, but he didn't. He stopped to take a picture of you. You are a legend. You are a legend. Mick Ledhill, the legend.
Well, never thought I'd see the day. The game caller from the scrum. You're attracting them like flies now, Robbie. They're all coming to take pictures. From the scrum, it goes out to Moore. To Price, bullet pass along the line. It goes there to Oakes. Oakes driving the ball forward like a brought forward. Takes them to 5 shy of the halfway line. Picked up by Caro. The band started up again, and Caro's brought down. 5 inside the Toulouse half. He's on his back. The Bull supporters appealing for a penalty. Not forthcoming. Wilkinson out of dummy half. Price is absolutely flattened. The referee says play on. It's picked up by Tyler Happy. Price lost the ball because it was a heavy collision. Happy offloads it to Mika. Mika gives it to Minga. Minga's still going forward. Has he moved off the mark? Referee Campbell will say he'll play the ball. Surely that's a penalty to the Bulls. But Bentley gets up at dummy half. Gives it back to Minga. Minga to Ford. Ford offloads the ball to Leah. Leah's brought down 15 out from the Bradford line. Here goes John Ford again. They're going in. This time he will bring the house down. Connie Minga gets past Kirk and Mendeka on this main stand side. It's a 6th try for Toulouse. Not the start the Bulls wanted after a positive opening 3 minutes. But with 6 minutes gone in this second half, the scoreboard goes further away from them. Toulouse 28, Bradford 4, and that was just the instinctiveness of this Toulouse side, Robbie, those killer offloads.
It definitely is. I think it's one of those things where Bradford needs to hold the ball. I think we saw the build-up play there. The numbers just getting a little bit away from the Bulls. The Bulls putting up a pass that really went nowhere, and Toulouse capitalised on that. Once they got the Bulls' broken defensive line, they were able to then sneak in behind them, create some space out on the edge, few quick and then they go over near the sideline. We're just 10 metres in from the sideline. So I think that's a bit of a call out to the Bradford team. Make sure that you play out your sets. Make sure that you play Toulouse down in their half and start to play more of a game of attrition, because this Toulouse have got some great players in their team. They like to play and promote the game, promote the ball, play some offload rugby, keep the ball alive, some trick passes, some good footwork, and they'll punish us if we don't play a game of attrition.
I'm being offered fruit pastels, Robbie, and chips. This Frenchman to the left of me. I did pat my stomach. I need to keep an eye on my figure. But it is Toulouse 28, Bradford 4. Tony Morel once again from this main stand touchline. That one's going to go to the left-hand side of the upright. So just 2 from 6 attempts. Keeping it narrow and tight. 24 the difference, 28-4. Robbie, what do the Bulls need to do now in these next 5 minutes to stop this scoreline going away from them?
Well, the first thing I need to do is make sure I get all these fruit pastels out from between my teeth, because even though you didn't eat them, Mick, I took them for you. The Bulls need to get back down and play the game in Toulouse's half. That's what it's got to be all about. They've got to make sure that Toulouse is going to play. They're going to open up the game a little bit more now. They're getting their 30 points. They're going to take some opportunities, but they need, when those opportunities come, if Bulls have been very aggressive defensively, then they'll spill the ball and be able to start a set inside Toulouse's half, and that's how they're going to get themselves back into this game.
Toulouse awarded a penalty on the restart. They got to tackle number 2, and the referee is going to point at Magrin and Kirk for stealing the ball in the tackle. So the penalty count now, Toulouse 2, Bradford 4. So only 6 penalties in this first half, and we're about to see Brandon Pickersgill come onto the field. He's got no number on his back. His squad number is number 24, but obviously he wasn't due to play at some point. We'll certainly hear the thoughts of Lee Beattie and the players after the match, but Bradford have a set to defend. A Toulouse set inside their own half as they give the ball some zip on this main stand side. Thomas and Wilkinson bringing down Morel. 35 out from the Bradford line. In at dummy half goes Kane Bentley. Bentley gives the ball there to the big man. Margaret once again wrapped up, and he's brought down just outside the 20. Goes to Conmica, trying to punch a hole. He manages to offload the ball there to Stanislas Robin. Robin's brought down on tackle number 4. Bentley out of dummy half. He's on the floor. One-hand pass promotes the ball up, and it is going to be Bastien Adder who's brought down on the last tackle. A metre shy of the Bradford line. 10 to the right of the sticks. Bentley floats it out there to Robin, to Ford. Ford, bullet pass along the line. Chance for the Toulouse to go in again. It goes to Adder. Adder for the hat-trick. Johnny Campbell says no. He's going to hold him up over the line. And incoming at the sides is Amari Caro. So credit to the Bradford Bulls. Scrambling defence. Also Scott Moore in there. That was the last tackle. It was the power play. Bradford live to fight another day. They'll play the ball 10 out from their own line. We've had 8 gone in the second half. 32 remain. Toulouse 28, Bulls 4.
Absolutely brilliant work by Johnny Campbell there. Came way off his defensive line to spot Adder, chase out all the way to the try line, make sure they got a hold of the ball and went over the try line with them, kept them held up and made sure that the Bulls got the ball back on that last play. Johnny Campbell knew exactly it was the last play, knew all he had to do was stop that one tackle.
Here's Johnny Campbell, ball in hand. Tackle number 3 gone for the Bulls. 15 shy of the halfway line. Moore out of dummy half to Leon Price, leading by example, brought down on the halfway line. 10 in from this main stand side. Moore once again out of dummy half. It goes to Roach. Roach, big, don't argue on Conmica. He makes 10 metres forward. Bradford surging. Tackle number 4. They're going to kick early. Oscar Thomas looking to catch Minga out of position. Thomas v Minga. Minga just gets there in the nick of time. Takes the ball there from Mendeka, and he will turn defence into attack, and he's still coming forward. He's Cuddy Minga, and he's going to be brought down 10 shy of the halfway line. Toulouse 28, Bradford 4. It was 24-4 at half time. That come off the boot there of Ford. Picks it up out of dummy half. Gives it to Robin. Robin wrapped up there by Ross Oakes, ball and all. Helped there by Kirk and Wilkinson. 3 of the 9 homegrown players in this 17-man side here in the south of France this evening. 30 minutes remaining. Toulouse 10 inside the Bradford half. Kane Bentley knocks the ball on. It's picked up by Hodgson. Hodgson, can he go the distance? He's got Morel chasing him. Morel brings him down. The tackle's not completed. He's still going forward. Who thought Evan Hodgson had that much speed to burn? He thought he was Linford Christie. He's wrapped up outside the 20. It goes to Price. Price to Leroy. Leroy puts the fend in. He's going to calm things down for the Bulls. They're 20 out from the Toulouse line. Evan Hodgson's just gone 50 metres down the middle. Mendeka out of dummy half, brought down by Mendeka in a 2-man tackle. Still going forward. It goes there to Wilkinson. Wilkinson, 2 tries this season, wrapped up 5 shy of the line. Tackle number 4 coming up for the Bulls. Moore to Price. Price to Thomas. Thomas tries to pirouette his way to the line. He's wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. Referee Campbell still says there's tackles to go in this one, so this must be tackle 4. Thomas will argue. Scott Moore, grubber kick, looking for Roach. Too much on it. Poor option there from the Bulls, you feel. Scott Moore just putting a little bit too much on that one. Colton Roach on his inside, looking to chase and touchdown. And Wilkinson comes off. Pickersgill on there, and so too Matty Storn. And so the debutant's on, and chance got begging there, Robbie. But great play by Evan Hodgson.
Yeah, great from Evan Hodgson. I think he got a bit frightened. He got too much space in front of him, and he thought, oh no, I'm going to have to run all the way down there. But great lead-up work, a bit of a disappointing end to it. I think we would have liked to have got a back-to-back set. That would have been the ultimate goal, and just trying to pull more of that energy out of the Toulouse team, because it looks like they're starting to get a little bit of a grip on this game.
Brandon Pickersgill, Matty Storden on there, so that's 11 homegrown players that have made this step up from the academy to the first team in 2017. And Toulouse, after having the 7 tackle set on their own 20, they're 30 out from the Bradford line on tackle number 4 as it goes there to Toulouse Olympique, and he's going to be wrapped up in a 4-man tackle led there by Scott Moore. Last tackle, 15 out from the Bradford line in centre field, 28 minutes remaining. Ford delays the pass, gives it there to Adder. Adder gets the hat-trick. Bastien Adder, 10 metres to the left-hand side of the sticks. It's a 7th try of the evening for Toulouse, and it's 32 points to 4.
Once again, take your head off Jonathan Ford, give him the ability to go all the way to the defensive line. And what that does, it just takes the space and time out of the defenders, giving them the opportunity to know who to slide to at what time. And the back rower just gets his nose through and able to promote the ball to Adder, who had a clear run to the try line and got the 4 points when he got that opportunity. So the Bulls need to cut down Jonathan Ford. Jonathan Ford's been playing in that opening 40 minutes and someone who's been very busy. Once he gets the ball in the try line, he's not looking to kick, he's looking to pass the ball, he's looking to take the line on, and he's got a great delayed pass, and he's creating a lot of space and cracking and making the Bulls defensive players lose their shape. And I think that's what's the key to Toulouse's attack at this point in time.
So Toulouse, after the half-time interval, 8 points to 0, 32-4. This to add an extra 2. This 10 metres to the left-hand side of the sticks. This a bit more favourable for Tony Morell. Morell strikes it over the black dot. That will go, and it is 34 points to 4. And we've still got 26 minutes remaining. And credit to the Bulls supporters, the travelling army, Robbie. They're still dancing around with the surfboard, the inflatable pineapple coconut tree, certainly enjoying their evening despite the scoreboard.
I think the game's almost secondary to why they came. They come along and they enjoy themselves and they have fun, but I think they also appreciate that that's a very young Bradford Bulls team out there. That's a very young Bradford Bulls team that's not giving up. They're fighting for every single thing in this game. They're just coming up against what you would argue would be a superiorly more experienced Toulouse team.
Well, just give a bit of perspective, you've got 4 18-year-olds in the Bradford Bulls side tonight, 1 19-year-old and 3 20-year-olds. I'll do the maths at the end, but potentially this is going to be the youngest Bradford Bulls, Bradford Northern side in the club's history. From the restart, Bradford letting a little bit of discipline creep into the game. Leroy and Pickersgill are going to be pinged for delaying the play of the ball, so the penalty count is 3-4 in favour of the Bulls still. The band really... Credit to the spectator who's just leapt up in front of us and caught the ball. Give him a contract, but the band think it's the London Palladium here, not the Stade Ernest Argelès. But Toulouse inside the Bradford half, out of dummy half, he goes Kane Bentley to Ford. Ford grimaces in pain. He's hurt his side in the tackle there with Leroy. But like I say, the punishment is unrelenting as it goes from Conmicker. Conmicker offloads it. Stanislas Robin has Thomas to beat. Steps in towards his main stand side. Still going. Round Pickersgill. Stanislas Robin. Well, Robin, that was some try. Stanislas Robin beating the Bulls defenders. And it's an 8th try of the evening for Toulouse. And the noise peaks even higher. 38-4.
I thought he had made a mistake. I thought Stanislas Robin had made a break through the defensive line, go one-on-one with Oscar Thomas, gone on a right foot step, stepped into the Bradford Bulls defenders, trailing back to try and cut down his time. He took another right foot step, started running a little bit of circles, give himself too much space. And I thought, well, the Bulls players have got their line intact once again, but they didn't get away from the try line enough. They needed to jump out and started cutting down his time because he took them on again. Right foot step, was able to skin his defender and actually get over just in the corner and score the try.
That was a try, very reminiscent that the hot stepper could have scored all them years ago. But it is Toulouse 38, Bradford 4. Even Nigel Wood and Ralph Rimmer sat a couple of rows in front of us, were enjoying that one. This, a difficult conversion attempt out on this main stand side. And, you know, again, Robbie, we've put it into perspective since the start of the broadcast. This will potentially be the youngest Bradford North and Bradford Bulls side. But as Tony Morell lines up this conversion attempt, what can they certainly learn from this in terms of moving forward as a side?
You know, individually, the players then go, you know what, I can do this. I'm old enough to do this. I'm good enough to do this. And I think that's vastly important. Not only that, spending a weekend away with the teammates, the more experienced teammates that you have around you, gives you a number of opportunities. One, allows you to bond with the squad, and two, allows you to pick up the nuances of how to be a full-time professional at the highest level. Morell's just pulled this one to the right, so he's not really been able to kick that. So on that note, what you're able to do is say, you know, sometimes you will see from the senior players how calm they are when they're preparing themselves for their game. When you're a young player, sometimes you can think too much about a game, get into the game, you're burnt out because you're worried about it too much. Whereas the senior players, they've been there, they've done that, they teach you how to deal with the pressure of the sport. And I think you can't put a price on that sort of value.
Tony Morell misses that one once again. 3 from 8, so it would be 48-4 if he'd have brought his kicking boots. So look to the scoreboard. There's still 24 minutes remaining in this one. And Toulouse will carry the ball out over on the far stand side. It goes to Bentley. Bentley to Mika. Mika brought down by Magrin and Scott Moore. Just outside their own 20 came Bentley. He goes down the middle, drops the arm. Good cover tackle there by Evan Hodgson. And Hodgson's going to come up with a double tackle as, once again, Toulouse really taking the game here to the Bradford Bulls in the south of France. Bentley across the face of the post. John Ford's kicking for Minga. Oscar Thomas to get there. The ball, though, just going to bounce into touch. The touch judge on this main stand side raises the flag aloft, but you can just see the inventiveness and the sharpness of Jonathan Ford's game. What a standout player he has been for Toulouse in these past 2 years. It will be a scrum to the Bulls, 20 out from their own line, but it got to said, Robbie, the game probably gone at 38-4, and it's all about now building ahead of that massive relegation 4-pointer next week against Sheffield.
It definitely is. I have played in games for the Bulls where we've been able to turn around scoreline like that, but we had a secret weapon called Leslie Vainicolo playing for us at that point in time. It is about now thinking about the bigger picture and thinking about building a little bit of fluency, the combination work that you've got out there on the field, and the confidence also. But I think they also want to put themselves in good stead in the final 20 minutes of this game. They can see up in the stands there's a great deal of supporters up there that have travelled a long way to be with them. So I think they want to put on a good finish to this game if they're gonna play for the last 20 minutes.
Kirk gets to his feet, Moore in at dummy half, gives it to Magrin. Magrin's brought down 10 inside the Toulouse half on the last tackle. Moore goes back in his dummy half position, gives it to Thomas. Thomas strikes in. He's going to try and find touch on the far stand side. Bit of a worthless option, if you want my honest opinion, but Toulouse have the ball, 25 out from their own try line. Bradford 10 shy of halfway in that red, amber and black defensive line, and on comes Magrin and Roach bearing down, and they're going to bring down Gavin Marguerite just 15 shy of halfway. Bentley out of dummy half, in turn looking for options to his left, and he's going to go down the middle with a big man, Clement Boyer. Boyer wrapped up in a two-man tackle once again. Magrin and Roach, like the Blues brothers there, just doing the overtime in defence. Last tackle, Toulouse, 30 out from the Bradford line. Bentley's purring, gives it to Tony Morell. Morell collides with Ross Oakes, and another error for Toulouse. That's error number 9 for Toulouse, and it is the zero tackle, the free play. Oakes has it, gives it to Caro. Caro's wrapped up on the zero, 10 shy of the halfway line. Gets to his feet. Thomas in at dummy half. Flick on pass there by Price to Mendeka, and Mendeka on his return to action is wrapped up on the halfway line. Fleet-footedness there from Oscar Thomas, catching the Toulouse markers. Not square, and he's going to take it 10 inside the Toulouse half. Here goes Matty Staunton, 4 tries for the under-19s. Big powerful carry, tucks the ball under his right arm, and he'll get up and play the ball 25 out. Picker's goal in at dummy half to Thomas to Mendeka promotes the ball along the sideline to Campbell, and Campbell's wrapped up by Ford. Last tackle, says referee Chris Campbell. Mendeka out to Thomas, crossfield kick. Ross Oakes is chasing it, but Tony Morrell takes it there from the clouds. It's still Toulouse 38, Bradford 4. Clever play there from Oscar Thomas, and Toulouse, though, Bradford will be looking to pin them inside their own 20 here, Robin.
Yeah, now it's time for the Bulls to pull up their sleeves and really knuckle down and try and hold Toulouse down here. I think Toulouse are going to run the risk of popping the passes, trying to create more space when it's not really there for them. So there's good opportunities for the Bulls to try and force some errors at this point in the game. When you're looking down 40 points, then it is a thing that teams just seem to loosen up their play. So what the Bulls can do here is try and force the issue in that hand, be a little more aggressive defensively, and see what comes.
Well, the sun's just calming down behind us. The wind's just picking up here, and we have 19 minutes remaining in this one. Toulouse on that set. They got up to halfway, and once again it was Stanislas Robin just striking the perfect balance, and he slotted that one between Ethan Ryan over on the fast hand side, and it went and found touch. So it will be scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls, 12 metres out from their own try line. If you're just joining us, it's Mick Liddell, Robbie Hunter-Paul, BCB 106.6 FM, brought to you by Provident, supporting Bull supporters home and away, and it is Toulouse 38, Bradford 4, 8 tries to 1, and sadly, you know, we've not really seen Jimmy Davis make much of an impact in the second half, perhaps just trying to work off that injury he sustained, but he's back out there now for the final 18 minutes, so let's see what Jimmy Davis can do. Out of dummy half it goes with Scott Moore on tackle number 3, and Scott Moore driving forward tenaciously, still going forward, looks for support. Mick comes in, wraps him up, 2-man tackle, 8 metres shy of halfway inside their own half. The Bulls gets up, Thomas in the pocket, it goes to Jimmy Davies, and Davies comes up with the error. I think he was looking at the big frame of Comika charging onto him, and it will be a scrum, head and feet to Toulouse. And I think the Bulls just really want this game to end. Toulouse 38, Bradford 4.
Yeah, the ball just put a little bit behind James Davies there. I think all front rowers put their hands up and say when they're carrying the ball into the teeth of the opposition, they want the ball nice, fat, out in front of them. And the ball was just to the back end of his back shoulder there. So I think that's he'll be looking at his halfback partner going, you know, I want the ball where I need it to be. But that just means that Bradford now have to do another minute's worth of defense. Got to roll your sleeves up, get down to work, and try and slow the ball down and control what Toulouse are doing right now. But Toulouse are in a good vein of form.
Andrew Bentley comes on for Comika, so Comika's done his stint this afternoon. Toulouse working the ball on the fast hand side, but Kirk and Hodgson come in to bring down Boyer. Boyer gets to his feet, plays the ball, it's Robin, and it goes back down the middle with Bentley. Bentley's wrapped up on tackle number 4. Toulouse 18 shy of the Bradford line, 15 minutes remaining in this one, 38 points to 4. John Ford tries to go past Magrin, wrestles with Magrin, standing tall, and he's wrapped him up there well as Magrin. Ford on the last tackle. It goes to Robin. Robin, crossfield kick. Tester for Caro. Caro takes it in goal, and it will be a tap on the 20 for the Bradford Bulls. And here goes Amari Caro racing forward. Taps it in centre field. Meets the Toulouse defence on the 30. And that, of course, will be the 0 tackle. So Bradford will have 5 tackles from this point forward. It goes to Thomas. Thomas to Davies. Davies crashes onto the ball, turned on his side. 10 shy of the halfway line. In at dummy half is Mendeka. Mendeka scurries down the middle, and he's wrapped up just to the left of centre field. Moore to Price. Price meets the heavily congested centre field, just 5 inside the Toulouse half, and Bradford are going to have their 5th penalty of the evening, because he's going to say Andrew Bentley knocks the ball out as Leon Price was playing the ball. So Oscar Thomas finds touch. Bradford, a fresh set of 6 then, 25 out from the Toulouse line. Hard to hear yourself think with this band so close to our commentary position. Robbie's on his feet dancing. Bradford, though, looking to dance the way for a second try and reward this second half effort. Here goes Magrin. Magrin brought down 5 shy of the Toulouse line, just to the left-hand side of the left upright. It goes to Moore. Moore to Pickersgill. Pickersgill to Thomas. Thomas caught across the shoulder. Referee says a legal tackle, and Thomas will get to his feet and play the ball. Moore to Pickersgill. Pickersgill finds Price. Price to Hodgson. Hodgson draws the defence, gives it to Oakes. Oakes fends 1, fends 2, can't fend 3 and 4, and he's brought down there by Boyer and Canet in a 2-man tackle. Quick play the ball. It goes to Davies. Davies has lost the ball over the line. He went agonisingly close. It was Morel and Adder in the tackle, and that's another chance gone begging for the Bulls. James Davies just looks to the referee, and referee Chris Campbell says you knocked the ball on in the act of scoring. That would have made it 38-8, but it's still 38-4.
I've got to say though, Mick, James Davies trying everything he can once he gets the ball in hand. There was no space there, and he absolutely charged into between 2 men, took them with him, tried to reach out for the try line. You know, what is more there to lose? 38 points to 4. I tell you what though, Mick, I'm going to get up and start singing and dancing with this band at some point. I think they need a lyricist to go along and sing with them. The crowd's clapping, everyone else is getting into it. I might as well get into it at the same time. Oh, we've just given away a penalty. That's right. Boys, roll your sleeves up. Let's get dirty again.
Referee Chris Campbell gives a differential penalty. Bradford offside at the scrum, so 5-4 the count in favour of the Bulls. What a difference the Super League referee makes. Just 9 penalties all evening. Saying that, not a difficult game to officiate by any imagination. Toulouse 38-4 to the good here, and they're up to the halfway line there with Canet. Canet, the former French internationals, wrapped up 5 inside the Bradford half. Is a quick play of the ball as it goes out to Robin. Robin along the line there to Planas. Sebastian Planas is wrapped up by Pickersgill and Magrin in a 2-man tackle. Goes to John Ford, the danger man. Gives it there to Karan. Karan's wrapped up, 20 out. Listen to the noise here from the Toulouse fans. 4 down a dummy half. Goes back down that middle channel with Boyer. Boyer's wrapped up on the last. Ball and all tackle there. Take a bow. Matty Staunton on your debut. Quick play the ball on the last. Goes from Ford to Karan. Karan's lost the ball over the line. Bit of miscommunication there from the Toulouse halfback and his second row forward. Coming up with error number 10 of the night for Sylvan Houlis' side. And with 11 minutes remaining, Oscar Thomas will play the ball, 10 out from his own line, and it goes to Johnny Campbell. And Campbell along the line, drawing the Toulouse defensive line, looks to feed to Amari Caro, but he can't. He's wrapped up on the far stand side for a small gain of 5 metres. So 15 out from their own line. It goes from Amari Caro in at dummy half to Oakes. Oakes is brought down just past the 20, goes to Moore, marshalling the forward, and he goes on a run from dummy half, 15 shy of the halfway line. Quick play the ball. Thomas passes along the line to Pickersgill. Pickersgill finds Staunton, and the 2 Bradford young 18-year-old debutants this evening brought down just shy of the halfway line. Wilkinson back on for the final 10 minutes. As we said, it literally is boys against men at times, depending on who carries the ball in. Last tackle, Wilkinson to Pickersgill. Pickersgill floats one downfield. Minga kicks it back with the right boot. Off the bootlaces, picks it up, and he gets past Wilkinson, past Pickersgill, goes down the middle, past Thomas. Cunny Minga is going to bring the house down because he's going to go 100 metres from his own in-goal area, underneath the sticks, and that is 42 points to 4, 9 tries, and that's a cruel, harsh try on the Bradford Bulls, but you have to bring him down, Robbie. It's his 9th try of the season.
That was actually a brilliant kick by Brandon Pickersgill, and actually 4 defenders went down there. I was thinking early on in the game, you don't want to be kicking the ball to Kuniminga without having a good defensive line. And there I thought we had it covered. But just too much power by Kuniminga. And actually he was able to do Thomas in the backfield also and keep the speed going. I think all the Bulls players had trailed forward into the opposition's 10-metre line when Kuniminga made the break all the way through. And there was just no one there to turn around and chase them. Although we did have Hodgson run all the way back and get within 5 metres, so good good energy and good persistence from Hodgson to get back there and give him a go. But Kaniminga, he's an athlete, he's a specimen. When he's in space, he's a handful. And I think we've seen just then what exactly he can do when the ball gets. He picks the ball up in his own end goal and goes the length of the field to score under the black dot.
Scored a crucial try in that 14-6 defeat of Wilkinson Rovers here on Easter Monday. And 2 this evening. This straight underneath the sticks for Tony Morrell. Morrell over the black dot, and it is Toulouse 44, the Bradford Bulls 4. 8 minutes remaining, Robbie. Damage limitation for the Bulls.
It's certainly a damage limitation. It's also an opportunity to give all the young players a run out, let the guys get out there and get a feel for the game. See what it's like to play at this level, at the top level of the championship, and I think that's good for them also. Okay, we'll look at the score line, and what's important is the forwards around them, look after them and make sure that they can play on as level a stage as possible.
Thomas went for a shallow looking restart. Oakes and Carew on the fast hand side were looking to take it, but it was Morrell who leapt the highest and took the ball. It goes to Bastien Adder to Paul Macon, and Macon is going to be brought down 25 out from his own try line as it goes now to Kane Bentley, and Bentley's wrapped up by Magrin and Wilkinson in a 2-man tackle. 8 minutes remaining here. Toulouse 44, Bradford 4, and it's unrelenting at times because they're coming back down this middle channel. And it will be the last tackle now, and it will be Bentley who gets to his feet and plays the ball. It goes across field to Robin, Stanislas Robin to Campbell. Campbell palms it backwards, picks it up, and the man who put the kick in, Stanislas Robin, the former Catalan Dragons scrum half, wraps Campbell up 5 out from his own try line. In at dummy half, along the line, Pickersgill finds Mendeka, and Mendeka's going to be brought down on tackle number 2. 10 out from his own line. Oakes picks it up, meets heavy Toulouse traffic in centre field. Once more, 3 tackles gone. Moore to Price. Price on that angled run takes Bradford 10 shy of the halfway line. Price making a good 15 metres there. Evan Hodgson's done all right this evening. He's brought down on the last. 5 shy of the halfway line, left of centre field. Goes from Moore to Thomas. Thomas to Minga. He can't do it again, can he? No, he can't. He takes the ball, does Minga, and gives it to Morrell. Morrell now floats it towards his maidstand side, and back it goes from Morrell to Adder. Adder to Minga in the middle channel. Minga's caught high. He's down on the floor. It was Scott Moore. It's a bit of dramatics. And referee Campbell says, get to your feet and play the ball, which he does. The fans incensed as if it was the dirtiest tackle you've ever seen. Paul Macon takes it in on tackle number 3 for Toulouse. They're already up to the halfway line, and it goes out to Klaus Alea, and he's meant 10, 15, meant that 20 metres forward, punching holes in the Bradford defence, wins the penalty. Wilkinson and Moore are penalised. This awarded 35 out from the Bradford line. Penalty count locked up at 5 penalties apiece, and Stanislas Robin will find touch. 15 out from the Bradford line. They've conceded 9 tries. A 10th would potentially give Toulouse the opportunity to score 50 points. The Bulls, that'll be the focus. It's going to be tapped by Stanislas Robin. It's given there to Clement Boyer. Boyer brought down by Magrin, and Pickersgill in a 2-man tackle. Goes out of dummy half along the line. Here goes Morrell. Morrell floats it out to Minga. Minga in the corner. Dives in at the corner. Such athleticism from this talent. He's got a hat-trick. He'll take the match ball home. It's 48 points to 4.
Great build-up play by Toulouse there. You could see that they had the ball stretched on their right-hand side. Players had to come forward, up and in. Mendeka came up, and then Johnny Campbell also up and in, leaving the winger free on the sideline. And that's a much easier run for Kaniminga to score that with only 10 metres out than going the full 100 metres, especially on the back of Scotty Moore, just giving him a good one right early on that set. But I think the real thing to look at in that set is what they call those coach killer moments, when you get to the 4th, 5th defensive tackle and you give away a penalty, inviting a team like Toulouse into your own half. when you've just on the back of making 4 or 5 hard tackles in their opposition, in the opposition field as well. So coach killers, I can definitely see looking down at Jeff Tuvey now. He's pulled out the last 4 strands of hair that he was looking at. And but that's the way it is. If you give them the opportunity, a team like Toulouse with the talent that they've got will punish you.
The ball's just been blown off the kicky tee, so Bradford 4.5 minutes remaining in this one. Morel with a chance to get Toulouse to 50. And as we said, a massive, gargantuan relegation 4-pointer next Sunday at Bellevue, Sheffield's temporary home. Morel from the touchline. Toulouse will have 50. He's finally found his radar and his kicking boots. 4 minutes remaining. BCB 106.6 FM. Mick Liddell, Robbie Hunter-Paul, and it's now Toulouse 50, the Bradford Bulls 4.
Important for the boys to get down into the opposition's half. Now get down into Toulouse's half and just finish this game on a high. There are a lot of supporters that have come out and travelled, come across the ditch to watch them game and to support the team. They just need to get down there and finish this set off as well as they can. Toulouse will want to get another try just to sort of rub a little bit of insult into the injury, and the boys just need to muscle up here and make sure that they just keep them a little bit bereft. 50 points is all that they need.
Toulouse with 2 points. They'll move 2 points behind Hulkinson Rovers in the Kingston Press Championship. Bradford will remain on -2, and tomorrow afternoon everyone will be looking to see what happens between Swinton and Dewsbury. So Toulouse from the restart. Cunningham once again, the danger man, wrapped up. He's got a hat-trick, so too has Bastien Adder, so they'll take a match ball home apiece, you would suspect. Here it goes, Adder wrapped up on the halfway line. Wilkinson, Campbell and Staunton. 5 in from this main stand side. Marion back on for the final 5. Gives it to the loose forward, Andrew Bentley. Bentley's wrapped up, 10 inside the Bradford half. Picked up there out of dummy half. It goes there to Robin. Robin to Boyer. Boyer's wrapped up by Hodgson and Wilkinson. Still going along the line towards this main stand side. Morel drops the shoulder, gives it there to the second row forward, and Reece Karan will get his second try of the evening, and it does go from bad to worse. Toulouse 54, Bradford Bulls 4. Robbie, is this a fair reflection of the scoreboard, the efforts?
Well, look, the Bradford Bulls haven't stopped giving up effort, but I've got to say this. Toulouse have just been in absolutely brilliant form. We've just got, you can't really call him a streaker, but we've got one of the team's supporters out there on the field. He's got what can only be described as a mankini. He's running around, and now the opposite, the stewards are out to get him. I think he's one of Bradford's finest as well, because he's playing up to the Bulls fan. But they're just helping him off the field as we speak right now. But it's a good reflection of the game, because Toulouse have not stopped playing, and I think they've got themselves into a good rhythm. The Bulls haven't given up in any way, shape or form. The young players out there have put their bodies on the line. They've absolutely given everything that they've got to give. But when teams are hot, sometimes teams are just hot, Mick, and that's just the way it is. Passes are coming off for Toulouse at this point in time, and Morel's just lining up to kick the goal, and he's just pulled that one. There wasn't Morel, that was Marion. And just got to say, you know, when a team gets into the zone, and I've been in those teams before, where no matter what you touch, it turns to gold. And I think this is what Toulouse have come today with a good mindset, and they've been able to put that mindset into the play. They've played very disciplined. They've had great ball retention, and they've played out their sets, and the opportunities have come, and they've played on the back of it. So I think they've deserved the performance that they have, but I'm really proud of the young players that have come over here and have performed the way they have also.
There'll certainly be a huge learning curve for Matty Staunton and Brandon Pickersgill. Well, they've just given the man of the match to Cunningham. No surprise. A hat-trick of tries, won an absolute pearler. We're in the final 40 seconds here. The Bulls fans, to the credit, none of them have left. They're still dancing in the stand directly opposite us, with the inflatables being thrown around. And Toulouse hungry, looking for more points. Robin probing looks to send in Adder's away down this main stand side. Johnny Campbell comes in with a last grab ankle tap, and Mendeka comes in to finish Adder off. The 35 out from the Bradford line as Minga fronts up, and he's brought down there in a two-man tackle by Moore and Staunton. Just to the left of centre field, 10 seconds remaining, perhaps the final play of the game, as Kane Bentley does a bit of trickery, tries to go past Price, gives it to Canny. Canny's broken clear. Canny's going to get at Toulouse's 12th try as the hooter sounds, and the Cud hits 60. 12 tries to 1. It will be a sharp learning curve for the young Bulls, the youngest side we reckon in the club's entire history. And once again, Robbie, that is just boys against men. Too brutal.
Too big, too strong, and just wanted it too much. When you're in the rhythm, when you're in the game, and everything's going your way, and you're getting a quick play the balls, and you're playing in space, and your halves have a million hours to make the plays that they want to make, and the big forwards start getting into that rhythm as well, and they start getting the roll on. It just seems no matter what you try defensively, no matter what you throw at them, they just can't seem to break them off their stride. And I think, that young Bulls team out there that have been valiant in their effort have just caught a Toulouse team that is extremely hot today.
Yeah, we're all catching the cough. The humidity here, stifling. Marion then to add an extra 2 points. No mistake. That one goes between the posts and over the black dot, and a painful defeat for the Bradford Bulls, the youngest side we suspect in the club's history.